The Cardinals win 17-15 on the game-winning kick by Chad Ryland. Made a 32-yard field goal to secure the victory as time. Kyler Murray registered his 10th game with at least one passing and one rushing touchdown since he entered the league in 2019. Only Josh Allen, 11, has more such games. Ocho, I don't know how many times, and I don't sound like a broken record, but I told you, kicking field goal, get your ass beat. Now, what did the Chargers do? Chargers kicked 5 field goals. The Cardinals scored 2 touchdowns and 1 field goal. Boom.
Hey, that goddamn Kyler Murray, boy, you see when he scrambled, boy, and hit that sideline? Hey, listen, I knew he could run. I didn't know he was that damn fast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He take 1,000 steps every 10 yards. I mean, his feet you see the cartoons, how their feet be moving. Yeah.
But Kyler Murray, he was dishing. This game wasn't exciting to me. Obviously, it wasn't exciting as the Ravens-Bucks game, but it was good. It was good. Listen, the goddamn Cardinals snapped a 6-game losing streak against AFC teams. Other than that, I mean, James, I don't want to mess up the last name. James Conner. Despite the fumbles, everybody was peanut punching tonight for some reason, not knocking the balls out. It was a good game. It was a good game. The Chargers look for it to be a Harbaugh run team now. They're not as good as I'd expect them to be. Now, obviously, it's his first year. But I'm sure at some point they will get going, especially on the defensive end, with that much talent that he has at his disposal. You know, as a coach, I'm sure he'll get that defense going. I expect you see how the Minnesota Vikings defense looked when they play the Detroit Lions defense. That's what I expect.
Yes.
The goddamn Chargers to look like. That's what I expect them to look like.
Yeah.
There's too much over there, It's too much. I think if they were on any other team, you take, those players and put them on any other team, it's different.
Yeah. Man. They got all pro players in Derwin James. They got all pro. They got a defensive player of the year in Khalil Mack. They got a rookie of the year and a Pro Bowl player, an all pro player, and Joey Bosa. They got talent on that side of football. Asante Samuel Jr.
Well, yeah.
It's just for whatever reason. But offense, look at Justin Herbert, 27 of 39, 349. But you saw what's this guy, Jalen Reagor, about to score, get the ball punched out. Touchback.
I thought on that play, I thought his foot was out, but it was.
It was close. It was close. And he didn't feel him, because normally when you catch the ball, Ocho, you always try to put the ball closest to the sideline. So therefore, it goes out of bounds. Sometimes you get an unlucky bounce, and you got it in that arm and it goes behind you and it stays in bounds. But more times than not, if you got the arm, if the ball is into the arm that's closer to the sideline, normally you get a favorable bounce. But the Chargers, I thought they'd run the ball a little better than what they did. 22 rushes, 59 yards, not nearly good enough. That's a lot of pressure on your offensive line to have Justin Herbert drop back 39 times. He was dealing, but you settle for field goals. And Arizona didn't do much, but when they got close, they punched the ball into the end zone, and they ended up winning the ball game. Ocho Tua says he won't wear a Guardian cap. Dolphins running back Davante Adams wore one against the Colts on Sunday in his return from a concussion, but Tua said he will not do the same. Tua said it's a personal choice when asked why he decided not to wear the extra protection. Tua was also asked about those who are concerned about him putting himself at risk of lasting problems due to brain injury. He said there's a gray area in terms of what doctors believe in terms of long-term impact of concussions, and playing football is what makes me happy, and I'm going to do it. I appreciate your concern. I really do. I love this game. I love it to death. I love it to the death of me.
Hey,
that's it.
Hey, chat. Let me help. Let me help everybody.
Yep.
Hey, chat. Listen to me real quick. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to come off insensitive. I understand he's had concussions. You know what you sign up for when you play a game of this magnitude that is as violent as it is. The Guardian Cap. The fuck is the Guardian Cap going to do? I mean no disrespect. The brain itself, Chad, y'all stay with me. The brain itself, it sits in a ball of fluid, right? No amount of extra padding externally, which is the Guardian Cap, can fully protect players from concussions, especially if they've already had them. Multiple concussions. The brain is already damaged from crashing against the skull over and over and over. And there is no amount of protection, including a Guardian Cap, that is going to protect the skull in general from the helmet, the helmet impact. Just the Guardian Cap. Because still, if you do get hit, again, even with the Guardian Cap on, the ball of fluid is going to hit the skull, and the same thing is going to happen. The same thing is going to happen. So this perceived notion that,
I think
if you put the Guardian Cap on, it's going to prevent concussions. No, the fuck it's not.
No, it's not going to prevent it. Just like you can wear your seatbelt and still die in a car crash. Just like the airbag. You can still die, but it does offer an extra layer of protection.
Right.
It's not the end all be all.
I understand what you mean, but these players are moving at such a fast rate of speed. Once you're jarred up there, even with that Guardian Cap, and that fluid and that brain hits the skull again, it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same thing, I don't think people at home, I know you watch football and you see it. I'm not sure how close you've been to the game. Them motherfuckers moving fast as hell, man. Yeah.
The research says the Guardian Caps have contributed to nearly 50% reduction in concussions. The cap can absorb at least 10% of the force of a hit, according to NFL research. That 10% of force makes a massive difference.
I ain't buying them numbers.
Let me ask you a thing. You think a seatbelt helps save lives?
Hey, that's why they tell you to buckle up.
Why? How? Oh, so you don't want that extra layer of protection you want the extra layer of protection in the car, but not in your hair yet.
Hey, you hear the numbers? You see how they threw the numbers out for the Guardian Cap, right? How did you do the research?
You have to study. You have to do research, Ocho.
Using them. So where the research coming at? You have to do it on the players that are actually playing in the games and play a full 17-week season, huh?
And practice.
Oh, they hit nobody in practice, man.
You know, everybody practices in them.
Hey, come on, don't do me like that, man.
Let me ask you a question. How much does the seatbelt reduce death? How much does the airbag?
It does. Like no bullshit. I'm not even gonna sit here and play like that. I know multiple stories with the fact that they had their seatbelt on and it saved their ass.
Bill Belichick did not take kindly to Jerod Mayo calling some of his former players soft. Bill went on Bill McAfee show and said, defensively, the Patriots led the league in rushing defense. And this year they're way down to 20. It's some of the same guys. It kind of hurt for those guys to call them soft. They're not soft. They were the best team in the league against the run. Is that why y'all had the third pick in the draft this year?
Uh-oh.
Hold on, Joe, before you answer that.
Uh-oh.
I feel bad for the players defensively on that one because that's a tough group. Let me ask you this, Ocho.
Yes, sir.
Do you ever think Coach Belichick has ever called a team soft?
Nah, that's not the way he talks. It's not in his DNA. And if he does call them soft, he'll never say it publicly.
Okay. Because here's the thing.
Yes, sir.
Because if he called them soft, who selected those soft players? Coach Belichick.
That said it.
Exactly. So, you ain't call them soft. We led the league in rush defense.
Yeah.
That's because why I'm going to run the ball when I can throw the ball over your head all night long? Hey, Ocho, I don't need to break in your window if the front door is open.
That's a good one. Hey.
Why am I doing Ocho? Why would I break a window when the front door is open? Coach Belichick, I think Coach Belichick is the greatest coach in NFL history.
Absolutely.
But you had the third pick in the draft for a reason, Coach.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, the inept quarterback play as well, but you're right.
I mean, they scored. I mean, that defense, for them not to be soft, somebody scored on that defense.
Yeah.
I mean, how many games they win last year?
Damn, I forgot what they
now
last year.
Whether you want to call them soft, there were some questionable decisions on your part too, Coach Belichick. Now, remember, you had Joe Judge and you had Matt Patricia calling plays for the first time because arrogance. Now, I'm gonna take Jerod. I don't know Mayo, but all I know is this: the Jacksonville Jaguars ran the ball 16 straight times.
Yeah.
Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five.
How many?
Not 10, not 15. 16 straight times.
Hell no.
Nah, hey, maybe, but you have to understand, Coach Belichick, everybody doesn't. I mean, okay, you didn't say some things publicly.
Right.
But you probably called you play, hey, y'all played soft today. We played soft today. That's not like us. Jerod Mayo is not going to do things like you did them.
Yeah, it's different.
That's okay.
Completely different.
Should.
Two different coaching styles.
Ocho, the 49ers remain the lone unbeaten as they go to Levi Stadium and take down the 49ers 28-18. Mahomes threw 2 interceptions against the 49ers. He has 8 on the seasons. One was deflected on a deflected pass. The other was when Xavier Worthy fell on a route. He has 6 passing touchdowns and through 6 games this season. KC defense continues to stifle its opponent until Sunday marked the 27th consecutive game in which the Chiefs have allowed 28 or fewer points. On Sunday, they stymied the 49ers run game, putting the ball in Brock Purdy's hands. And we already know Spags D brought pressure, forced another 3 interceptions. Didn't Purdy have like 3? How many interceptions he had last week? Brock Purdy, 17 of 31, 212, 3 interceptions, 0 touchdowns, a QBR of 13. Mason, they had the ball, had 14 carries for 58 yards. Brock Purdy had 8 for 27, 24 rushes, 101 yards. Now, okay.
Hey.
I would okay. 49ers, tell us about Brock Purdy. He elite. Y'all been telling me he elite.
Hey, Debo out. Juwan Jennings out.
Ayuk got hurt.
Ayuk
Christian
got
McCaffrey.
Hurt. McCaffrey's out. I mean, hey, Unc. I mean, I'm not taking up for Purdy, but how efficient is he supposed to be when your superstars are going like that? When the players that make that team go or make that offense go, what are you supposed to do? That's like if you got an engine, but it ain't got no belt, the engine run, but the car can't move because ain't no belt on the goddamn engine.
We don't make excuse.
I don't even know if that analogy made sense.
It makes sense. But when Lamar didn't have receivers, we didn't give Lamar no excuse. When Patrick Mahomes guys was dropping passes and they out of the game, we didn't give him no excuse.
Yeah.
So now we making excuses for the guy. They told me he was that guy.
I'm just asking.
He's a product of the system. I don't begrudge him for being in a system that have Debo and have Ayuk and have all those weapons. I don't begrudge that, but let's call it what it is. It's almost a situation like Job. He has everything. Let's remove that hedge and see what he can do.
Oh, hey, Joe gonna get it done anyway. Now.
No, I'm saying Job in the Bible. The devil told.
Hey, that's my nigga. Job was cool, boy.
You remember the devil said, of course he's gonna praise. The devil told you, God, he said, yeah, he's gonna praise you. You gave him everything. He said, remove that hedge and he'll cuss his very maker.
Well, listen. And listen, that goes for a lot of things in life too, huh? Hey, some of your best friends, some of the people you think is your friends, tell them no one time. Watch what happens.
That's with anybody, Ocho. Ocho, I signed 50 autographs. I don't sign 51, asshole. I mean, I'm in the airport all the time, Ocho. And they're like, "Hey, you mind if I get a picture?" I was like, "Man, I wish I could." I say, "But if I take one, I mean, then everybody gonna start." But hey, nobody's gonna notice it. So nobody's gonna see me with me and you standing side by side, my arm around you. Nobody gonna see me. Nobody gonna see that. And it's like, damn, nobody's gonna recognize you. Yeah. I said, "You did." Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Bro." Hey. But that's how it is, Ocho. And you learn to accept those things. You learn that you learn a lot about people when you tell them no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hold on. When you tell them no and when you make them angry. Mm-hmm. When you tell them no, you make them angry. You find out.
I'm like, damn, I told you one time. One time I say no.
Yeah.
And now I'm a mofo. I ain't ish. Damn.
I ain't never done nothing for you before.
Okay.
Well, goddamn, if
I ain't done anything.
Sometimes you got to start writing stuff down you do for people and then remind them later on when they kind of forget when you say no, like, listen, this ain't the right time for this.
Because here's the thing, Ocho. Because here's the thing. You just have to put limits on what you give. Takers never put limits on what they take.
Oh, no, they're going to take forever now.
So I don't need to remind you. I don't need to remind you. Ocho, there's only been a handful of times in my life that I've given something and I've expected something in return. Normally, if I give somebody, now if it's a large sum, let's just say I give somebody I really know. I say, "Hey, bro," it's like, "Hey, Sean, hey, bro, I need a favor." Okay, hey, say no more. What is it? Bro, can you slide me $100? No problem.
$100 what? $100?
$100,000.
Oh, oh.
Ocho.
Hey, hold up. Wait, I got a question before you even finish the story. Now, if you have someone that needs $100,000, now will they ever be in a position to be able to pay that back, or how does that work? Do they have to pay you back?
No. Normally, what I do, give me 50 of it back when you can.
And let
I eat the other 50.
Okay, you're a real one. You're a real one. I like that. I like that.
Like, because the thing is, look, because here's the thing. I look at like my friends, my true friends. If the roles were reversed, I can honestly say
they'd do it for you.
No question, man. I tell the story, and Bucket to tell you, I had a Range Rover. I only had like 20,000 miles on it, and I was gonna get the new model was coming out, and he said, "Man, homeboy," I said, "Homeboy, I'm gonna get rid of my truck. You want it?" He's like, "Homeboy, I would love to have it, but homeboy, I can't afford that." I said, "Hey, I'll cut you a deal." The blue book on it was like 60. I said, "I tell you what, can you swing 25?" I said, "I tell you what, give me 25. I just got another 4-year extended warranty, which was about $6,000. Right. So it's about $66,000 total." I said, "Give me 25 and I'll let you have it." He said, "You for real?" So he go to the credit union, and there's like, he gave him the VIN number and everything, and they pull it up, and it said, he only wants 25. That's my homeboy.
Yeah.
And I only charged him 25 because I don't want him to feel like, I paid for this. My homeboy ain't give me nothing.
Right.
That's what I do for my homeboys. But normally, if I give somebody a large sum of money, like somebody I know, not obviously my brother and my sister, my brother ain't nothing. He ain't got to pay me. He ain't never got to pay me back. He can come get get $1 million right now, and he good for it forever. Right. But my homeboys, like people I know, they good. Mm-hmm. They good. I don't ask for anything back. Anytime I give anybody money, I don't expect it back because I'm only gonna give you what I can afford to give, and not expect it back. So I'm not gonna give you something that, man, I wonder when you're gonna pay me back. And then I don't want you to avoid me, Ocho. You know how some people, you give somebody Ocho, and all of a sudden
you don't hear from them no more. You don't hear from them no more.
The Vikings fall from undefeated as the Lions go into Minnesota and beat them 31-29. Jared Goff has 9 touchdowns and 15 incompletions during the Lions' current 4-game win streak. The Lions have scored 120 points over the past 3 games, are the most in a 3-game span since they scored 125 in 1997. With the Eagles and 49ers sorting through a bunch of early season issues with the head-to-head road victory of the Vikings in their pocket, the Lions are the NFC's team to beat. The Lions gave up 383 yards, but when it counted late, they got off the field, give it to their offense, and guess what? Jared Goff went down the field, got in field goal range. They kick a walk-off field goal. Jahmyr Gibbs, 116 rush yards, collected another 144 rushing. He became the first Lions player with 150-plus scrimmage yards and 2 rushing touchdowns in a game since 2011.
That game was good.
It was.
Boy.
Jared Goff was 22 or 25. Let me give you Jared Goff stats, Ocho. 22 or 25, 280, 2 touchdowns. Remember, he had a game this season where he was 18 of 18. So he's 22 or 25 for 280, 2 touchdowns, clean, no picks. They rushed the ball 27 times, 144, 2 touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 8 catches, $112, 1 touchdown. Gibbs, 4 for 44. Khalif Raymond, 3 for 39, a tub. Montgomery, 3 for 39. Laporta. The only one that didn't do a whole lot was Jameson Williams.
But it's so funny is the fact that you just said that. Last week, Jameson Williams went off. And Amon-Ra St. Brown didn't really do anything. This week, Jameson Williams didn't do much, and Amon-Ra St. Brown goes crazy. The balance, Jahmyr Gibbs, 1 week, he has a good game. David Montgomery doesn't do much.
I think it's the first game this season that Montgomery hadn't scored a touchdown.
Yeah. Jahmyr Gibbs was on fire today, boy. He was on fire. I think they were able to do so well offensively because they was able to run the ball.
Yeah.
It made the passing game that much better.
Oh, they're going to run the ball now, Ocho.
Oh, yeah. Every time.
Their coach believes in that.
Every time. Yeah.
That's because running the football is a mentality. It's not about tricking somebody. It's about lining up and mano, putting a hat and moving a man against his will. That's what the running game is about. It's about an attitude. It's about, I believe that I'm more physical than you. And so now that sets up everything else. Detroit, I ain't breaking no news to nobody. Detroit legit, Ocho.
Hold on. Talk about Aaron Glenn and that defense.
Oh, yeah, they're getting better.
Hey, Aaron Glenn and that defense. That goddamn Brian Branch.
He'll ball hawk.
I know people probably tired of me talking about Brian Branch. That boy he's nice, boy. He's nice. Depending on what package he's in, sometimes it's a nickel, sometimes it's that safety.
Yep.
Man, all over the place.
And they're young, Ocho.
Yeah, they got a bunch of babies out there.
Yeah, they're gonna be good for a while.
Outside of Carlton Davis, I think Carlton Davis I might be wrong, but Carlton Davis might be the oldest player. And he ain't even old.
Yeah,
It looked good. Terrion Arnold out there. And them boys had their handful with Justin Jefferson. And they did an okay
7 for
job.
81, held him to 7 for 81. He had 8 targets, 1 touchdown. Addison had 3 for 66. Naylor had 4 for 76. But they did a job. Sam Darnold was 22 of 27, 259, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Did a great job. They pressured it.
He wasn't that bad.
Aaron Jones running the ball extremely well again.
Yeah.
But
you still think they need to go to get somebody to replace?
Hell yeah. I'm going to get Crosby.
Oh, still
I'm going to get. Can you imagine what that defense would be with that kind of pressure now?
That'd be crazy.
I'm trying to win, Ocho.
Oh, I got another one. I got another one for you, just to throw it out there.
That?
The number 1 pick that went to Jacksonville a few years ago.
Walker.
What you think?
No, I'll take
Max over that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Max Motor.
I was just thinking.
Max Motor. Max have what you can't teach.
Oh yeah. He on go now.
That relentless effort.
He on go.
You can't teach that.
He on go 24/7. Hey, like a college frat boy. He on go.
The trade deadline is what, next week? Next Tuesday? Or is it this Tuesday? Next Tuesday. So a week from Tuesday, Ocho, is the trade deadline.
Right.
I ain't waiting.
We're going to see.
I ain't waiting. Hey, what y'all want for Max? I give you a first and a third. I give you a first this year, a third this year, and I give you a fifth next year. The following in 26.
Yeah, I heard somebody talk about, man, they ain't giving up no Maxx Crosby, no first and the third. Shit, the
What the
hell they
hell? Man,
ain't.
you crazy. For what? Because let me ask you a question. Tell me the player that you're going to get because you're going to the playoffs, and I believe you're going to make a deep run. Tell me the player that you can get in the draft that's going to be 28 or lower that's better than Maxx Crosby. Tell me the player that y'all can get.
Nathaniel.
And here's the thing. He can't help you till 25. Maxx Crosby can help you in 24.
Right.
So for me, it's a no-brainer for me. I mean,
it's easy, especially if you're serious. If you're serious about making a run,
and
if you're serious about making a run, I mean, I would pull the trigger. I'm not sure who makes that call.
well, I mean,
The
obviously,
forwards.
I think Telesco is the GM, but Mark Davis, obviously, when you trade a franchise player like Crosby, obviously the owner is going to be involved in it, and because here's the thing, you don't have a quarterback. And you might want to need some extra ammunition to move up to go get one.
Make it a fire sale then.
Look, y'all are doing it. First of all, you're not going nowhere. You're not going anywhere. You know that, I know that. You're not going. So I'm not going. Ocho, here's the thing.
Right.
Now, I can lose the house and then I can sell all the parts in it and then maybe move down and get me something next year.
Right.
But I didn't feel to let him take everything. So what? I keep Maxx Crosby. He's already made it abundantly clear. I don't want to be a part of a rebuild. I'm about winning. He's not going to win in Vegas. He's not.
Yeah, he know that. They know that.
Yes.
Yeah. Listen, the Lions to the Raiders. Dan Campbell need to send my homie Antonio Pierce a message and just text him. Help me help you.
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing else. Help me help you.
And I get him out of the AFC. Go to the NFC. Go to the NFC. I ain't got to worry about you because I ain't going to face you anytime soon because it's going to be a ways before we get to a Super Bowl. So I ain't worried about him. Let him wreck shop over there. But I'm definitely trying to. That's what I'm trying to do, Ocho. Congratulations to the Packers as they win on the last second field goal, 24-22 over the Houston Texans. The Bengals beat the Browns 21-14. Fans booed Deshaun Watson after he goes down what appears to be an Achilles injury. Jameis
appears. You ain't see it pop. You can see it through the sock in the replay.
We got to go with what appears to be a serious Achilles injury.
Oh, my bad. Okay, go ahead. Okay.
The Bengals win 21-14. Jameis, a healthy scratch, comes in as an emergency quarterback because Dorian Thompson, he gets nicked.
Right.
Jameis was the emergency quarterback. He had to come in. He was 5 of 11 for 67 yards. Dorian Thompson was 11 of 24 for 82 yards. And Deshaun was having a pretty good game. He was 15 of 17 for 128 yards. But he can't seem to catch a break, Ocho. He just can't seem to catch a break.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough for him. Obviously, I mean, depending on who you are and how you feel about Deshaun Watson, the football player, you want to see him do well. You want to see him do well. Outside of that, obviously, you know, the rumblings and the booing of him being injured.
Yeah, I can't get down with that, Ocho.
You probably can't get down with that, but you have to understand, you know, we all treat things differently. It's hard to tell people how to react based on things that have happened in the past that have occurred. So it's like it's tough. It's tough. You know, some people aren't gonna forget that.
I get all that, but somebody gets hurt and you applaud that. I don't believe in. I don't believe in. Look, they have the right. They paid their hard-earned money because in the introduction when he came out, they had Nick Chubb last. They booed him. They cheered Nick Chubb. I ain't got no problem with that. You have the right, but when somebody gets injured, for you to applaud that, I'm out.
Yeah. Hey, but Unc, you know how people are, Unc. Like when you listen, they don't, man, listen, if they ain't fucking with you, excuse my language, it don't matter what it is. Hurt, you pass away, they don't care. You playing bad, they give 2-0-0, you know
Mm-hmm.
what? They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care. Especially, you know how
Mm-hmm.
fans are. Oh shit, up man, shit.
I mean,
Boy.
I can might dislike something or someone,
Right.
but I'm not going to
Mhm.
applaud mishap. I'm not going to applaud unfortunateness.
Right.
Somebody
Right.
getting injured, or somebody die. People like that. Oh, I'm happy, huh?
Yeah.
You happy? Nah, I don't operate like that. No matter what I think of
Yeah.
somebody, I don't wish
Hmm.
death on them.
Yeah.
I don't,
Never
and I
that.
don't wish injury on someone because like I said, you paid your money. You want to boo the
Hmm.
man, boo the man. But I just there's never going to be a situation, Ocho, where somebody gets
Right.
injured, and I'm going to be happy.
You clapping? Yeah. Yeah. But again, when it comes to fans, and you know how fans are, they're very fickle. Very, very fickle. Things haven't been going well in Cleveland, for them. Um, Based on the quarterback play throughout the season this year, they probably wanted a change of the quarterback position and just everything coming full circle and him going down. And I think with the frustration from the fans, and that's what we got today. Obviously,
Uh,
the stuff that happened off the field didn't make it any better.
Joe Burrow was 15 to 25, 181, 2 touchdowns. He got sacked 3 times.
Hmm.
I mean, Ocho, they didn't do anything spectacular. I mean, they had 20. Think
Oh,
about Ocho. They had 25 rushes for 59 yards.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
the
yeah.
turnovers they got a 100-yard kickoff return, and they got a short field. Thompson turned the ball over twice. But it wasn't like
Yep.
they did anything spectacular. T. Higgins had 4 for 82. Chase had 5 for
Hmm.
55. They both caught a touchdown, but
Yeah.
that was it. I mean, if you look at it, 25, 25. So again, another 50 plus plays, which is
Hmm.
crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
50 plays.
Yeah.
But it's not how many plays, it's making the plays that you have count.
Please.
And when they got
Hmm.
opportunities, uh, Chase made a guy miss, caught a quick pass, made a guy miss, hit the seam, he was in the end zone. Chase ran a great route.
Hmm.
Joe threw a great ball, touchdown. And, like I said, they got the 100-yard kick return to start the game, Ocho.
Yep. Charlie Jones. Yep. Oh, that first play on the inside, that was a slant route. Double slants. That was T. And then it was Chase that caught the fade on Greg Newsome. You saw he hit the Tyrone
Yeah.
Lue and stepped
Yeah.
over.
Uh,
Uh, Boy, listen. And the Brown got a real good defense, man. I love me some Denzel Ward, boy. I love that boy.
you
That boy.
can't
He
over, yeah, but
nice.
the
He nice.
offense,
Great.
though.
It's bad. And so Jameis Winston's going to be the starter from
He
now on.
might. I mean, it all depends on Dorian Thompson.
I mean, he might. He is the
Well,
starter.
if Dorian Thompson is healthy, he came in because
No, but remember, Jameis Wilson was a healthy scratch today. He wasn't even dressed.
he was the third quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah, so third quarterback wasn't dressed.
No, they dressed him.
Nah, let's bet. Bet $5.
Yeah, Deshaun went in. I mean, Thompson went in after Deshaun got hurt.
Right, but I'm saying they went in the game with two quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Jameis Winston wasn't dressed
but
today.
I'm saying there's a reason why he wasn't dressed, Ocho, because
Why?
you put him up, you put a third quarterback up. That means you got to take an offensive lineman, a defensive lineman, a wide
Oh
receiver.
yeah, you got to take somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. I see what you're
So,
saying. I
and
see what you're
unless
saying.
James planning on running down there on punt, a kickoff, a kick return, we can't
Yeah.
have him dressed now.
So he is going to be the starter, or Dorian Thompson going to be the starter?
Thompson got nicked. We don't know the significance of the injury. So once we
Right.
find out the significance, he could be the starter because
Right.
Thompson's injury is so bad he might not be able to play. Then you have
Wait, hold on. I just thought
what?
about that. I'm tripping. So Dorian Thompson was the second string
Yes.
quarterback?
So there's a
Okay.
possibility if Thompson is nicked really good or bad,
Right.
however you want to look at it, he might not be able to play next week. And then you won't have any choice but to put Jameis because we know Deshaun's not playing.
Yeah. Damn, that's
It
unfortunate,
is.
man.
It is. And what's Cleveland, what you're thinking, what could have been, it's
Dang.
over. It's over,
Yeah.
Ocho.
Hey, oh my goodness, man. Just like never mind. I don't want to talk about that because that shit nasty,
It
bro.
is.
Seeing that thing pop, when they do it in slow
Yeah.
motion, and you can see the vibration through the sock, the little ripple.
Yep.
I knew exactly what it was.
Brady Cook returns from the hospital to lead the number 19 Tigers, Missouri Tigers, to a comeback win over Auburn. Cook went to the hospital for an MRI, but later returned in the third quarter with Missouri down 17-6. Cook immediately led Missouri on its first touchdown drive of the game. Redshirt freshman Jamal Roberts finished things with a 4-yard scoring plunge, as Missouri defense stifled Auburn on 4th and 18 with less than 10 seconds left on the clock to secure the win. Cook returned, and the fact that it looks like he'll be okay moving forward is huge for the Tigers. I ain't never seen nothing like this here, Ocho.
He pulled that Paul Pierce,
Yeah.
huh? Wheelchair, MRI, come back in and act a fool. But you know how long an MRI take, huh?
Yeah, I do. I've had several of these badass hips.
Hey, man, buddy went and got an MRI and came back and went crazy.
Yeah, I know how long it took. It reminds me of a situation, rest his soul, Goose. Man, yeah, man, Goose. Check this out, man. Goose, we playing in Baltimore. And I know the fans of Baltimore know y'all remember this. Man, Goose got hit. Goose can't move. So they come out there, they put a board up on his big ass and get him out the field. Goose leaving the ambulance.
Right. Wait, he left in the ambulance?
Next thing you know, Goose come running back out on the field. I said, man, I said, come on, man. Man.
Hey, what was wrong with him?
Nothing. He probably had to go to the bathroom.
Hey, well, that's funny, man.
Man, Goose.
Goddamn,
man, look
Tony.
Here. Goose was always doing something. Man, they had to get Goose one time. Lamar did that also against Cleveland. Man, Goose had to go to the bathroom. Goose said, whatever you do, don't roll me over. Goose kept some bull jive going. He really did.
Right.
Man, I say, man, first of all, ain't no way in hell now, especially an NFL game, they cart you off the field, Ocho. They gonna let you come back in the game.
Oh no.
Man, but the thing, man, I think about some of the stuff that we did that they allowed.
Yeah.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way they allow you to do that.
It wouldn't work.
Nope. Because I remember I knocked myself out in the game against the Patriots on a Monday night. Missed like 2 quarters. Man, they got late in the ball game. They talk about, hey, Sharpe, we need you. Because they took my helmet at first.
Oh, you went back in?
The game got close. Hey, I'm holding 3 fingers up. How many fingers I got up? 3. Let's go. You good? I went right on back. Y'all go look it up. I went right on back out there, Ocho.
Hell no.
Hey,
hey, that's funny.
Man. Sean Payton won in his return to New Orleans in a blowout fashion, Ocho. The Broncos blew out the injury-depleted Saints 33-10 on Thursday Night Football. Bo Nix, hold on, let me get the box score. Bo Nix played really, really well tonight. He was 16 of 26, 164 yards, a clean game. Offensive line did a great job of protecting him, Ocho. No sacks, no turnovers. They ran the ball 35 times for 225 yards. Javonte Williams had 14 rushes, 88 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
As they completely take apart the New Orleans Saints. I mentioned they are injury depleted. Spencer Rattler was 23 of 35, 172. No touchdowns, no interception, but he was sacked. And he was sacked 6 times, but he was harassed all night long. Ocho, I mean, I'm trying to figure out how it got so. You know what?
Whoa.
The Saints have been bad. What happened was, listen, let me say this.
Okay.
We watched them take apart the Dallas Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
And so we overestimated how good they were.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at what has transpired, they won their first 2 games and haven't really come close, with the exception of Atlanta winning a game since. Ocho, and I don't know, with the injuries starting to pile up.
Listen, I don't think it's going to get any better
better
anytime soon. Listen, it's too many injuries. Your best 2 receivers are out. Derek Carr is out. The first 2 games of the season, you put up 45 points in both of those games. You're going 0-5 since then. It's not going to get any better anytime soon. I feel bad. Yep. Hamstring.
Marcus Lattimore left this game.
He missed week 2.
Lattimore left this game with an injury.
He missed week 2 because of his hamstring injury. Now he's re-injured it. So some of the key quality players that you do need to even compete at the highest level, because I know they always say it's next man up, but they're the next man for a reason. They're the next man for a reason. The Saints have only put up 50 points. Yeah, you got
you
that
only
right.
got so many.
The Saints have only put up 15 points the past 5 games after scoring 45 in the first 2. And that's simply due to, obviously, you said it, and I think I'm not saying the Broncos won because of the Saints' injuries, but it played a big part. The Saints are not at full strength. Therefore, listen, the scoreline looked the way it did. Bo Nix was good. That goddamn Javonte Williams, well, he can tote that pill, boy. He can tote that pill. I would like to see if the Broncos are playing a better team. I would like to see them get the passing game going a little bit more. Cortland Sutton, they got to get him involved. They got to get him involved. He's making too much money to be out there getting cardio in. He's making too much money to be out there getting cardio in. That's all it was tonight.
That's what he got tonight.
Yeah. That
he didn't have a catch.
That shouldn't happen. I'm sure he's frustrated. I know they won the game, but one of the things they do, they'll use it against you. If you don't have the production and you make a lot of money like he's doing, they'll use that against you in the off season. But other than that, the Broncos look good. I mean, they got a tough game next, don't they, Unc? Right? I could have swore. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they got a tough one coming up. Well, listen, that's another win.
They got the Panthers.
That's another win. You know, I like Bo Nix too. I like Bo Nix. Bo Nix got moxie. I don't even know what moxie mean. I just heard Mel Kiper use it during the goddamn draft. He real feisty. Like, remember how Baker Mayfield was at Oklahoma? For some reason, I don't know why Bo Nix just gives me that. He just gives me that firecracker type.
Yeah.
Like a firecracker. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to put it in the right words. But I like Bo Nix. I like him. I like him.
Yeah, he's got some athleticism. He can run.
Yeah.
Needs to work on his accuracy. But you can do a lot of things with him, Ocho. They got the Panthers next, and then they got Ravens and Chiefs.
They're probably gonna win this one. And that momentum, hopefully, they have a great defense. I'm assuming maybe Pat Surtain will be back by then and out of concussion protocol. But listen, if they could win next one against the Panthers, but they probably will. I'm curious to see how Bo Nix plays against. Now we talk about 2 defenses that are much better. And you're gonna need.
Yeah.
Yeah, huh?
And offense is also much better.
Oh yeah. Oh, most definitely.
And offenses that are much
so we're gonna see if you playing from ahead or if you have to play from behind. Either way it goes, it's gonna be a good one, and it's gonna be a good test for Bo too. It's gonna be a real good test for Bo.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, considering how poorly they played Sunday against the Chargers, they didn't play particularly well. Considering they had won 3 straight. And they were playing really well. So I was surprised that they didn't play as well as I thought they would on Sunday against the Chargers. And the Chargers have been struggling. That is a division game. So, you kind of toss a lot out of the window when you play a division opponent because you're very familiar. Even though they have a new coaching staff, that's still someone in your division. A lot of the key players are still there, especially offensively. We talk about Justin Herbert and a couple of the receivers. Although Keenan Allen is gone, Mike Williams is gone. They still have some guys that played played a lot of snaps last year for them especially at the skill position. Offensive line is pretty much intact. They signed Alt. They drafted Alt. I don't know if he's playing. I think he got dinged. But defensively, they still got some players. They got some players over there on the defensive side of football. That's what's most surprising when you talk about the Chargers, is that they're not better considering the defensive talent that they have on that side of the football. But the Broncos go on the road on a very short week. It's never easy playing on the road, but when you cut the days down by 3, so instead of playing on a Sunday afternoon, you're playing at a Thursday night, and you just played for Sunday afternoon.
It
ain't a whole lot of time, Ocho. Ain't a whole lot of on-field practice. It's a lot of film study. It's a lot of walkthroughs. A lot of basic stuff. Hey, let's try to put this thing together and get out of here with minimal injuries, because you're sore. Unless you're like in your first or second year, anybody that's 5 years or beyond, you hurt.
You are definitely feeling
you hurt. After being acquired by the New York Jets from the Las Vegas Raiders earlier this week, Davante Adams is eyeing a long-term partnership with his new team. When asked if he'd like a multi-year relationship with the Jets, I hope so. That's the plan. I never go somewhere in hopes of having to find a new home. While Rodgers has been effective throwing the ball to Garrett Wilson and Alan Lazard over the last couple of games, the outside spots, which has been a huge problem. Rodgers and Mike Williams have not been on the same page in 2024. The Jets' offense have suffered. They average 304 yards per game, 18.8 points, but a little less than 19 points a game, both ranked 22nd. Ocho, are you expecting
goddamn right I'm expecting old magic, because there's something you can't teach. There's something you can't teach that Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams have. That's almost 7 to 8 years worth of work, 76 something I think maybe 67 something TD, maybe 76 TDs, 8,000 yards together, 117 games together, and the chemistry that they have. I can look at you and I know where you're going to be at. I know everything you're going to do. Aaron Rodgers could be blindfolded, and whatever the route is, he can throw it to a spot and know Davante Adams is going to be there every time. He's familiar with the system that they're running. So all he's doing is just he's going to a new team. He's with the Jets, and you just plug him in and you just go. I mean, I know it sounds simple the way I'm saying, but when you have a quarterback that you played with for so long, and you still, as a receiver, are very adequate at doing what you do as far as getting open and running routes, he's still one of the best, despite the lack of production because of the inconsistent play at quarterback. There's nothing wrong with him. I guarantee you they both pick up where they left off at.
I think the thing is, Ocho, is that they're very familiar with each other. It always helps.
Same thing,
This is the system that he ran in Green Bay. And the plays are familiar. Rodgers' voice in his ear is familiar. So, I think they should pick up where they kind of left off years ago. At least I hope so, for his sake. Because, look, they had started to say Davante wasn't the same receiver last year. Not factoring in that he lost Derek Carr. Aiden O'Connell and whomever the other quarterbacks were, that's not Derek Carr. And so no matter what you think, Derek Carr's not he's not Joe Burrow. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not one of these top quarterbacks. But he's better than Aiden O'Connell. And his first year with Davante, Davante had 1,500 yards and was a first-team All-Pro. There's something to be said for that.
There's one thing that I hate that the pundits do, the analysts, those that should know the game, and they always talk about certain players losing a step or they don't have it anymore. When you don't factor in that, for one, the inconsistent play at quarterback affects that. The opportunities that you normally get when they're putting up those numbers, those good numbers, there's a reason why you're not doing so. And they never factor it in. The first thing they say is, the player's losing a step, when that's not the case, instead of saying exactly what it is. Well, I'm glad you brought it up, because we know there's nothing wrong with him. Now, you'll know when a player loses a step by watching him. I'm curious to see how teams are going to play the Jets now. They play the Steelers, so it's going to be a very, very interesting matchup. Joey Porter Jr., is he going to take Garrett Wilson, or are they going to put the number one on Davante Adams? So I'm not sure how that's going to play out. So for his first game back with Aaron Rodgers, this is a good game, a good test for them, because they're playing a very good defense in the Steelers. So I'm excited. I think they're going to pick up right where they left off at. And there's a certain chemistry when you play with somebody so long that you just can't replicate. And I know, I just know they're gonna take some of the things they did in Green Bay, add it to that offense, and they just gonna go to work.
Yeah, but let's be real.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers hadn't played well this year, Ocho.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
let's not. I mean, I understand what he was in Green Bay, but we haven't seen that yet with the Jets. And it's going to be very interesting to see if he can get back. Now, do I expect him to be what he was in those MVP seasons? I don't, Ocho. I don't. I mean, he's coming off an Achilles and he's 40 years old.
When you have a weapon like that, you can count on every goddamn time. If you've been watching the Jets games, I've been watching the Jets games. Like, maybe you got a young bull like 17, man, that can actually get open like that. I really think even pre-Achilles injury, he could always count on them boys to be open. That's the reason he was able to win that MVP.
Yeah, but he was
able to get the ball to them. He was able to facilitate, and they were always open. He knew where everybody was going to be. They were always in the right spot. There would be no mistakes like you saw the other night where he threw the ball to Mike Williams, and Mike Williams wasn't on the red line. Which part?
I don't like that.
Oh, the quarterback. You got to eat that one. Yeah. You got to eat. Yeah.
What you say is there's a little miscommunication. You don't. Now we get behind closed doors.
Like, he released inside, but he never got back out. If they playing and you got the go ball, if you're gonna release outside, get back out there to the red line so the quarterback got somewhere to go with it.
Eat it. I mean, how many times you think during the course of a game, a receiver runs the wrong route, the quarterback has the wrong read, and we don't know about it because they don't discuss it. And then once we get behind closed doors, that's what we do. That's why Carson's like, hey, Ocho,
I never
show
forget.
me up.
Yeah.
John was the same. John was the same way. Troy was the same way. Peyton Manning, you heard Peyton Manning. Quarterbacks are, hey, you understand? Hey, they control. They control the food on the table. Now they'll control whether you get to eat a lot or little. Now, how much you want to eat?
You better be careful.
I'm okay.
Better be careful. Matter of fact, I'm glad you just said that.
You absolutely better be careful.
Let me tell you how I want chat those of you to look at my stats when you get the chance. Look at my stats. Unc, I don't remember what year this was, but I was kind of disgruntled. And I don't think I asked for a trade. It might have been Drew. I kind of got sick of the media blaming me for the reason we were losing. So they were putting everything on me because obviously I was the one having all the fun and whatever. So they started to turn on me a little bit, our own media in Cincinnati. And I said, you know what? Well, hey, I want to trade. I want out. Something like that. And I remember the Commanders at that time and Dan Snyder, they offered the Bengals a 1-for-1. And Mike Brown said no. We're not going to set a precedent that a player can come in and say, okay, he's not happy and say, oh, you know what? I want to trade. Nah, it ain't happening. So they turned that down, right? I'm just coming off a really good season, despite me being disgruntled. I don't know what they did offensively or how they weren't able to get me the ball that particular year. All of a sudden, I had about 500 yards the whole season. I swear to God. And it was
Cincinnati?
No.
Was that your last year? Was that the last year you was TO?
1,200, 13-yard season. And then, the media was on my ass about us losing. There was nothing. I was healthy. I was completely healthy. I swear for God, if you look at my stats, you look at it, it's thousands. And all of a sudden, it's a 500-yard season. I don't know if they found a way like to work me out the offense. I really had 500 yards the whole season. And then the next season, I'm right back to 1,200. In a sense, it was like, damn, are they that powerful where, you know what? Oh, you want to play with us? Okay, we're going to play with you. The whole season. And I was scared to say anything because I already caused ruckus and made noise in the offseason. So I'm definitely not going to do it in season because I'm already on thin ice in a sense. And I'm like, but damn, I'm not even part of the offense. That's what it felt like. And I was still that boy. I ain't know what the hell. I ain't know what the hell was going on. So I just had to throw that story out there based on what you were just talking about. That's crazy.
Well, here's the problem that they have is that can they protect? Now you see Buffalo had relentless pressures on Rodgers. What do you think? What do you think the Steelers are going to be able to with TJ Watt and Hebron?
They better chip.
What are they going to do?
Got to have a game plan because is the brother Tyron Smith on the left side? Hey, listen, no disrespect, no disrespect to him, but obviously I don't think he's going to have to go against TJ Watt. Because TJ Watt is most of the time he's on the left side, so he'll be dealing with the right tackle. But that young bull, I don't know who it was he was struggling with, but he looked like his feet in semen out there. Hey,
Efanessa.
Man, listen. He's not what he once was when he was with the Cowboys. Maybe the injury. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Jets were expecting to get the old Tyron Smith, and they just got an old Tyron Smith.
Nah.
Because he doesn't move. He doesn't move. He doesn't his feet, the kick, the slide, the punch.
He can kick. He can kick, but the footwork ain't what it once was.
And it's hard.
Right.
He don't cover as much ground with the kick. And he's gotten really lazy with his hands. And you see a lot of guys just wax on, wax off, and they're gone. They buy it. No. They never used to be Tyron Smith.
He was so strong at the point of attack. Once he put that hand there and get you in your chest, boy, you ain't going nowhere.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, I be watching offensive tackle play now. I know.
Here are the list of receivers that could be moved by the deadline. You got DeAndre Hopkins with the Titans. You got Deontay Johnson of the Panthers. You got Mike Williams of the Jets.
Whoa.
You got Cooper Kupp of the Rams.
Hold on. Why the hell they got Jordan Addison's name in there? There's no need to move Jordan. Okay, the Cooper Kupp, I understand. Puka Nacua is probably going to take over for Cooper Kupp. Yeah, obviously salary reasons.
That's a big salary.
They put him on there. You might not even know. He might take a pay cut. To stay in that system. Give me one more. Deontay Johnson. You know he'd be a good fit for him to go back to?
Yeah.
Right back to Pittsburgh. Because they're really no disrespect to any of the receivers on the Steelers team. But he's another good, viable option that can get the F open on the other side of George Pickens. Why not? You think you don't want to?
When he want to. That's why they let him go.
Yeah.
What was he doing? Remember the loafing?
Yeah. I remember that. But I'm sure you're going to come out with a different attitude, a different perspective. Because as you look at it, when you go from team to team like that, all right, now the window's closing. The window's starting to close. Your eyes start to open up a little bit more. You know, you're not a young chicken, though. You ain't no spring chicken no more. You start paying attention to the way the league is moving the older folks out. So you come in on your best behavior when you get a second, sometimes the third chance.
Is Maxx Crosby on the move soon also? He had some interesting comments today. I'm not here to rebuild. I'm here to win, whatever that means. But I'm here to win now. Wherever I'm going to be here to win. So if I'm Detroit, I offer a first and a third round pick for Maxx Crosby. Right, I'm not bullshit. I'm not. And look, this is what I got on the table for you. I got a first and a third because you just left one of the premier.
Leading sack leader. 7.5 sacks. Yeah, most definitely.
I'm going to get Maxx Crosby.
All in. And imagine next year, Max on one side and Aiden O'Connell on the other. I mean, I'm talking about Aiden O'Connell and Aiden Hutchinson on the other side.
Aiden Hutchinson. And they just signed. They got DJ Reader. They got DJ Reader that was at Cincinnati. I forget they just extended a big D tackle. I forget his name. They just gave him a boatload of money, like $90+ million.
Yeah,
they got some good.
They got a really
young talent. I mean, that GM has done a great job. But if I'm Maxx Crosby, I'm trying to go to Detroit. That's where I want to be. And he is a dream for Campbell.
Yeah.
That's the kind of guy Campbell wants to coach. You ain't got just let him go play.
You got to say much.
See, a lot of people, I ain't one. See, a lot of people get fooled by, Jerry, Jerry's made a lot of black men millionaires. Those men could do something for Jerry. Don't let Jerry fool you. Because he don't fool Shannon. He showed you who he was. Jerry showed you. He showed you a lot of who he was in 2016. He showed you, but y'all didn't want to listen to it. Y'all didn't believe what you saw. Right. Y'all didn't believe what you heard. Now all of a sudden, some of y'all shocked.
Neil where?
Jerry would say,
Neil who? Okay. Neil on what? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
You will be on the line. Your hand will be over your heart. Like I said, you can't fool me. When you get upset, and what you say and how you treat people, that's how y'all
says
everything. So hopefully, Mario, they build a relationship, get on the same page real quick. But we're gonna talk about Jerry a little later. We ain't done with his ass yet. I know I'm not. Clearly, the odds makers, Ocho, feel that Cooper is a bigger addition to Bills than Adams is to the Jets. Because it's Chiefs 1, Ravens 2, Texans and Bills tied for the third best odds, and then you have the Bengals and the Jets tied for the fourth best odds. I mean, the Bengals and the Jets, right?
You know, based on those odds, I think the odds makers are looking at how the Bills are playing before Amari got there. They're looking at how Josh Allen was playing, not having, superstar weapons at his disposal, and they were still doing okay. They were still doing well. So with his addition, obviously it just takes everything up a little bit more. I could be wrong. I don't know how they make these things. But again, it's an educated guess because you never know how things are going to turn out.
It's amazing how
that's crazy, huh?
To the point.
That's crazy. And it's stuff like that why people think the game is rigged. They think it is, but it's impossible to get 53 people on the same page. I know that. It's impossible to orchestrate 53 people or 11 on one side of the ball and the other 11 to follow a goddamn script. That's why I understand why people say that sometimes. Do you know how difficult that would be? Man, please.
Ocho, we played the game.
Yeah.
You tell the first person, you tell them something in the ear, and by the time you get all the way to the back, they ain't what he was saying. One little thing. So how you gonna get fit?
Yeah.
Maybe once upon a time, Ocho, it's too much money involved. You talking about a guy that's making $60 million. You mean to tell me he's willing to risk his $60 million
Not a chance
and be banned for the league to do what? But but Ocho,
right? I think I think they be playing. Maybe they be playing sometime.
And there ain't nothing you could do.
You think so?
No, they be dead serious. Yeah. Ocho, people are gullible. Why you think, like you said, look at the internet. People believe that those are those people's lives, that they really be flying private jets and they have them big homes and they have all these cars and all that stuff. You see how the internet do that? And how somebody can say something on the internet and it is totally not true. But then it gets retweeted, it gets shared. And then it gets, that's all these hopes, such and such died. People are gullible, Ocho. People are naive. Troy Aikman did not hold back when addressing the disappointment of the start of the Cowboys season. He took dead aim at CeeDee Lamb and the other Dallas wide receivers for their performances, through the first 6 games. I think the routes are terrible. I think they run terrible routes. And I've always thought that beyond this year, I think CeeDee's got to improve in his route running. And as a quarterback, if you're not certain where the guys are going to be consistently, it's hard to play that position. I see guys lazy coming off the line of scrimmage. Sometimes they run. Usually if they do, it's because they're anticipating they're going to get the football on that play. But if they're not, they don't. And it all ties together. So I'm not impressed with that part of the game. Troy also talked about CeeDee missing minicamp. I'm an old school guy. I just believe practice matters. So do I. I believe that having the team together matters. So do I. So if I knew I was going to be signing him anyway, I would have had to sign so he'd be working out with my quarterback and doing things that they should be doing. Ocho, you see, this is what I like, Ocho. I like when
Right.
White quarterbacks say that
Right.
because they don't get labeled as haters or jealous. See, when you and I say that, if I'd have said the exact same thing, which I'm saying, oh, you a hater, you jealous, you bringing the black man down. Now, what y'all gonna say about Troy? I'm listening. Jump in the comments. What y'all gonna say about Troy? What y'all gonna say Troy? He jealous? He a hater? He envious? Because that's what y'all do when we try to offer critique for what we see having played the game. Y'all kill us. Y'all beat us up. Now, what y'all gonna say about Troy?
Yeah,
go ahead, Ocho. But CD was never, Ocho, I never looked at CD as a route runner.
Right.
CD is a guy that's tremendous run after the catch. He's not a route runner. He's not technically sound like Jetta. He's not technically sound like Davante. He's not a route runner. He's not like Torrey Holt. He's not like Keenan McCardle. He's not like Jimmy Smith. Yeah. He's not like you, Ocho. That's not what he is. And that's okay. But what I do agree with Troy is that, bro, even when you not get the ball, you got to bust your butt off the ball.
Yeah. But yeah,
you got to come off.
I don't like the fact him singling out CD, him singling out Dak. I mean, I hear a lot of CD this, CD that, CD, but hell, the goddamn defense is atrocious. The defense is atrocious.
Offense ain't much better.
Everything is magnified now. Everything is magnified now because you're losing. So now when you're losing, everything is magnified. So now they nitpick at every little goddamn thing.
But you know that going in. Ocho, what's going to happen? You start to lose. They say you lose because you sat on your helmet. You start to lose because your locker room dirty. I told him.
Yes, you do.
Jerod talking about we don't need him at practice. I said, you see how dumb that sound? Now you know you're going to sign him or we're going to get him. We knew we was going to sign him. Why would you? What do you mean he doesn't get anything at practice? Yeah. Do you see the connection or the non-connection that he and Dak has had for the first 6 games?
Wi-Fi is off a little bit. You get that. No matter what y'all did the previous year, you have to get in the lab. You got to get in the lab and rebuild that chemistry all up again. You got to unplug your router, plug it back in, and restart. Every season, you got to do it. And you can't do it in the off season when you're just by yourself. In a structured environment with people pulling and tugging and pushing on you, that's when you get it done. And if you knew you was gonna sign him, why wait? Why play the game? You did the same thing with goddamn Zeke. You did the same thing with Zeke.
Thank you.
Are you serious about winning? That you need all your players together. You need them all together. When it counts and when it matters. Mini camp, training camp, all season workouts. Come on, man.
But here's the thing, though, Ocho, is that we know Troy got in Mike's ass.
Right.
He demanded excellence from Mike. So this is not, but I just believe you got to hold guys accountable.
Yes, sir.
It is an absolute must. Now, I'm not telling you what somebody told me to say. I'm telling you, having been in situation, the standard is the standard, and we don't change that standard because of who you are. We play to the standard, and whatever happens after that, we live with it. But we're not going to come in. Oh, no. When we hit that field,
yes, sir.
We had an expectation. I don't know how everybody else did it, but when we hit that field in Denver,
y'all was a well-oiled machine, boy. Y'all was a well-oiled machine. Well-oiled machine.
There was an expectation, Ocho.
Right.
There was an expectation that we had.
Mm-hmm.
We played to a standard. We know what was expected. We knew what was expected of us from each and every one of us. John had to play to. We had a standard here,
right?
But John needed to play to his standard. 84 needed to play to his standard. So did 30. So did 87 and 80. Everybody played to the standard,
right?
And then whatever happens after that, we live with it. But it wasn't. People think you get good in the games.
Yeah.
You win the games Monday through Friday. Everything is tied together. Anybody that tells you that it's not, don't play the game. And they've never played the game. That's when you win the game. It's what you do in the meetings. How attentive are you? And practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Practice. Yeah.
You need it.
I just don't get these guys. While attending the NFL meetings in Atlanta, Jerry explained to the Athletic's Diana Rossini why he reacted the way he did on 105.3. I don't know. I don't know that I would go as far as calling it the volume connotation as yelling. Okay. But the facts are that if I'm going to be grilled by the tribunal, I don't need to be by the guys that I'm paying. Oh, so he can't fire him, huh? If you pay somebody a salary, can you fire them, Ocho? So let me repeat that, because a lot of times people are like, well, Jerry, but the facts are that if I'm going to be grilled by the tribunal, I don't need it to be by guys that I'm paying. I can take it from the fans. I can take it from other people. I take a lot of pride in how fair and how much I try to work with the media. We're brothers and sisters, but I was a little frustrated there that day. Little? Okay. we got in there as of accounting for decisions made in the offseason. Okay, that might be as well going back to the decision I made in 2010. My point is that that's from my perspective. There's no question. I'm sure that they would have liked to have me grill like fans are thinking. What are you going to do about this? Or what are you going to do about that? I get it. I get all of that. And I really will go along with it. No, you wouldn't, Jerry. Jerry went on to explain how his frustration stemmed from the individual asking the questions, not necessarily the topic itself. The wrong ones were doing the questioning. Now, if those had been real fans sitting there, if they've been people that I knew, they would have been talking about football people.
Hey,
I might have a different answer.
If I was a dude, I would have left. I would have left. Huh?
Ocho, you need that job,
and that man can get another radio job somewhere in Dallas.
Need that job.
Trust me, he can.
So let me ask you a question. So you think you could walk out on a job that Jerry Jones and you're going to go get another job? Now, I want you, before you answer that, I want you to think long and hard.
I think just based on circumstance and other radio stations know what happened, man, they'll hire that boy. Jerry wants some fucking yes men because he paying them. That's all it is. He wants some, I want yes. If I'm paying you, make sure you don't ask me the tough questions and make sure you're on my side at all times. A bunch of yes men. Dude, it's like dudes with an entourage.
I want you to think about this.
You know the golden goose who making the money.
Yeah.
You never want to tell him, you know what, that ain't a good idea, boy. You know what, you shouldn't be doing that. You know what, you was drinking, give me your keys, let me drive. But you don't want to say nothing because you don't want to get your check cut off. You don't want your daughter to get cut off. Come on, man.
I don't think
Jerry.
Ocho.
Tell him to hire me.
In Dallas, if Jerry Jones goes to anything and says don't hire him, that guy's not getting hired. The Cowboys are Dallas. Ocho, the man tried to get Roger Goodell. What the hell you think he gonna do to a guy making $100,000 to between $100,000 and $400,000?
Yeah, power. But listen, it reveals who a person truly is.
What?
It reveals who a person truly is. You got that kind of money, you're gonna flex your power, you're gonna flex your muscles.
You want to be attached. You want to be attached to the Cowboys, Ocho. You want to be attached. You want to be the flagship station. You want to be able to have. You want to be able to talk to Jerry.
At what cost? At what cost? At what cost? You can't even look yourself in the goddamn mirror and really be yourself. You really can't ask the question you need to ask. You can't ask the questions that the people that's listening to the radio station want you to ask. Because you got to pay and appease to the man paying you the money, writing the check. You got me fucked up. Yep. Tell him to hire me. I ask him the questions.
Yeah. No, you won't. because we just not starting to get you to do the right thing by Nightcap.
Yeah.
I know you ain't effing with Jerry.
I asked him.
No, you're not. Then, see, you have to be careful. That's why I say, let me handle this. You got to be careful.
Yeah. Oh,
NFL run everything, bro.
I got the main man. I got the main man on speed dial. I'm good. Yeah.
Just between you and I.
Yeah.
The most powerful man in the NFL. He lives in Dallas.
Okay. I don't like the way he's trying to scare me because he don't want no smoke.
I ain't trying to scare you.
Yeah.
But you know I will keep it factual with you.
Yeah.
That's him. Stephen Jones saw has to make sure he got something to say this week. When asked if he sees any significant coaching or personnel changes during the bye week, he said, "No, I don't. We got the right kind of guys on the coaching staff, and I think we have the right kind of players. I feel like we got the right group here. I don't necessarily know that raising hell is the answer here."
Right.
So ain't no changes.
Ain't no changes. What changes they gonna make right now anyway?
Okay.
Ain't really where you gonna go? I mean, if you're gonna make changes, there has to be a direction in which you're going to go. And when you make the change, what coach you gonna go get? What players can you go get?
No, I don't think.
Right.
I don't think Jerry would make a coaching change in season.
Yeah.
Because Zim is on the staff. Zim defense getting trounced. So how do you promote him? Brian Schottenheimer has never been a head coach. His offense is not like they're lighting it up. So if I were to remove Mike McCarthy from his duties,
I got you.
Where am I going with this, Ocho?
I got you.
So, but look, that's what power does. I mean, power has you moving and thinking. Oh, you asked me that question? Oh, get him up off of there. He gonna talk about it was the guy. The guy's asked you millions of questions before. Yes, he was upset because he getting the doors, but they breaking it off up in him. They breaking it off up in the guy.
Hell no. Yeah.
Ocho, they're breaking it up in him, and ain't nothing he can do. Ocho is one thing if you lose about a field goal here or something. Ocho,
they getting trounced.
They getting blown out of the building.
They getting trounced.
Their building. Kipper Norwood Jr. said, my question is when are the Broncos going to retire your 84 so no one else can wear it? Kemper, that's a good question. I don't know. You know what? I need to talk to the Walton Penner family. I think if you went to go to the Hall of Fame, I think you should have your jersey retired. Especially, I did spend 12 of my 14 years there, helped win 2 Super Bowls. Hell, I think me, Zim, Water, me, Zim, Water, TD, Champ, hell, all of them.
Jerseys left to wear.
Oh, well, you can wear it. You go into the Hall of Fame, you can get it. Nelson said, who is your top 5 Broncos of all time? Well, you got to start with 7 is 1. I would go TD, Von Miller, John, TD, Von. Hell, I know he only played 4 years there, but hell, you can't leave Peyton out. And then I'm going to say there's a tie between me and Champ Bailey for 5.
I would take Peyton out and put Champ.
I mean, it's kind of like, look, he played he played for the Broncos, man. I mean, he won an MVP. He went to 2 Super Bowls. He was a 2-time first-team All-Pro. He broke the record for touchdown passes in the game. A season. He broke the record for passing yards in the season. So, Bond basically single-handedly won a Super Bowl. So, he got, damn near 100 sacks for the Broncos. Man, I think he's the premier defensive player in Bronco history. And, we've had some, we had Tombstone Jackson. We had Randy Gradishaw. You had Mack. You had Dennis Smith. You had Atwater. We've had some pretty good defensive players, but I think Vaughn is the best one.